Welcome to Inside the Numbers, the RockDaisy Sports Performance Podcast, where we decode the data, science, and stories powering elite athlete development. I'm Ron McKeefrey, and in every episode, I'll be diving deep with top strength conditioning coaches, sports scientists, and performance experts who are driving the game forward using tech, insight, and grit. Hey guys, welcome back to Inside the Numbers powered by RockDaisy. I'm your host, Ron McKeefrey, and got an AJ Middleton with me. He's the head strength coach at Seattle Prep, but has been at Washington, Stanford, BYU, on and on and on, been a bunch of different places. But man, a great dad, a great husband, guy that does it the right way, and just a friend. So man, excited to have you on the show.
Pumped to be here. Appreciate you bringing me on, Coach.
Absolutely, brother. Well, hey, let's start there. So your world got, we go to the national championship at Washington. Kind of everybody scatters from that point. You, like I mentioned, great husband, great dad, decide, Seattle's the best place for your family. I had opportunities to go other places and whatnot, but Seattle's home. And that was part of the reason why, when we linked back up at Washington, you wanted to be back in the PNW and doing great things there and have a true heart for developing the athletes in that area. And so you landed at Seattle Prep. Give me just the thing that was like the biggest challenge for you going from being a college strength coach for so many years. And then give me the thing that when you got there, you're like, man, I was like, this is one of the biggest blessings of being at a place like this.
So just right after that championship, started looking for other jobs, like Coach said, a couple other offers, but found this one, just searching around. And the Seattle Prep, probably the biggest shift was the mentality, but it's a different mentality. If you can give them gold stars or give them likes and shout them out, the kids really appreciate that. And the numbers really don't have to drive the athlete. It's just the consistency helps them. So that's been the biggest shift. I don't have to yell at them, hey, this is the standard of this position group. You do this. If you just show up and you fill your numbers in, I'm going to give you a gold star for that day. Cause that's I think these new high school kids, there's so much happening. There's so much on their plate. Their expectations are so high and they need a place where they can, be an animal, do something intense, fight with their teammates, be able to predict what's happening. And I think the weight room at Prep has given some of these kids that opportunity because Seattle Prep, that means it's a college prep school. Their academics is high. They'll be able to easily adjust to a college environment after this. And I think with having an environment where they can just be known for a second, listen to some house music, catch a pump, get a vanity block in, be powerful, it'd be fun for at least 45 minutes away from the norm. I think that's been a big thing that can help with their player development and their mentality. And it's been good. Monday through Friday, it's after school. I have to wake up early in the morning. I get to see the boys every morning, see them at night. Some of those away trips, as other coaches know, you'll leave and you might not see them till Sunday night on the weekend circuit. You get in at 4 a.m, leave at 10. Kids might not be awake. You might say bye, leave again, and then see them Sunday night. You go almost 48 hours without seeing them on some days. It's been good. And then, right after when I was off those 6 months, I got to coach a baseball team, and that was fun coaching a 4 or 5 year old baseball team. We had a keyword. If I just said athletic stance, they would jump in their stance, put their glove down, and taught them simple things like, hey, this is your pizza slice. You get this ball in the zone, you throw it to first. That's all I want out of you. They're like, yes, Alex. Yes, Alex. It's been fun and seeing the boys being more home with wife and being more helpful. So it's been good.
Yeah, I always have said this. I think you've heard me say it before, especially when we were talking to our interns. But if I had it to do all over again, I honestly think that I probably would have gone to the high school route as opposed to the college route. I think, to go to be able to buy one house, go to one church, be able to kind of really lay roots in a place and then feed that ego part of me through the internet and speaking and writing and doing some of those things. I think that's the direction I would have gone because like you, and this is why we identify so much together, is my family is my focus. And so it's hard to do that and chase a logo, go in a bunch of different places and be great at both. Right. But
yeah, definitely.
I think the one thing that I've noticed through the years and seeing the high school strength coach game develop has been like, it's identified and convicted me on like where some holes in my game are, as a coach. Like I use an example. We took in a half brother of mine, long story, but like he came from Honduras, didn't really have an athletic background. And we were all working out in the garage one time and he really couldn't, we were doing jump rope and he couldn't jump rope. And I was trying to teach him how to jump rope. And I was like, what do you mean? Like you just do this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But like I couldn't break it down to really make him understand, like, how do I take that from somebody that doesn't know how to do it all the way to like a basic skill like that? And that's what's happening at the high school level. What's the thing that when you got there, you're like, this is the biggest hole in my game as a strength coach?
So first guy, everybody, well, it's crazy. On the interview, I had the distance coaches in it and the female athletes probably, and it was them not being afraid of the weight room. So the first thing I did, I created a lifting group only for women. We call it FWO. So like I targeted the women. So like no boy, as soon as FWO started, boys, get out. We're listening to Britney Spears, girl music. And I'm only teaching them like 5 movements. And we're doing like perfect, this squat, inverted row. Teach them how to do chin-ups. All girls want to learn to do chin-ups. Split squat. Like I kept it super simple where they could, and to make sure they, like we all, like how we teach a squat. Shoulder width apart, toes at 5 to 15. As long as you know that, now you know squat. RDL, hip width, toes 5 to 15. It's like those like basic cues. So like if they see a teammate doing it incorrectly, they can like coach them. And that to them, that's a development characteristic. That means like, hey, I can help my teammate. So first, target the girls. Second, change the culture of, or like not change, but help assist football coaching, making sure the kids that understand how we train here. We're not a numbers program. We're a performance program. Now, people that know me, yes, very numbers driven. Not a high school though. That's not their game yet. Like they don't have a floor to fight for numbers yet. So like we need mobility. We need a floor. We need to be able to eat the floor and like do a bunch of work capacity stuff and know how to train, if I say 4 deep on the goal line, like we know that means 4 people on the goal line and it's 4 deep. Like that, the verbiage of how to talk and the culture was the big thing for the boys. So the girls, I admit, like I'm nice. I'm like, oh, hey, it's like this here. But the boys, like, this is the verbiage. This is how we talk. This is how we do this here. And now, like, they'll yell it 4 deep. Hey, get here. I'm in line. Like there's key words, buzzwords that have helped them like to train faster, train more efficient. And that's been like the beauty of or like learn and develop. Like you can't just say do this. Like the new kid doesn't know how to, like you said, a jump rope. But like you got to teach them pogos first, then maybe put a jump rope in their hand, then develop into this. So they're not all of them, but like where the training road is, like we get them in college and they at least heard the word. Most of these kids haven't even, done wall sit within reason. Like it's like that training age, but it's fun because like they see a difference every week. So the distance girls were doing wall sits. Now the distance girls here are probably some of the most like pound for pound strongest girls, strongest overall in the school. Like they placed second in state. They went from the new coach came in. This is credit to her, trusted me. Because I know it's probably scary for her. You got some 14-year-old dripping wet, 90 pounds, this girl coming in. And who knows if she's ever even been in the weight room. But now they're learning quality movements that is helping them run faster. They placed 8th in state year 1. They placed 2nd this year. And like they're already pissed off, consistently training again. Like they're using the track season for speed. Like we call hashtag swim with the sharks. Like they're trained to go to this team. Football, we've been eating every Thursday we eat the floor. We do work class and stuff. We get an opportunity where we can yell at each other, fight. Like that's a big thing. Like get them one-on-one more is what I've been trying to get better at. Safer one-on-ones. Safe one-on-ones. But they can culturally go in the weight room, do the Panther activation, make sure they're right, make sure they're diligent, consistent. And we started, which credit to me at UW, we started our first spring competition this block. And I'm using Excel sheet to type everything in. And we got week 1 going. They get points for team names this week. They get points for team builder logistics. Like as long as that's done, they'll get the points. And we're going to have it every week because in high school, or here at least, our kids play so many sports. So we're trying to use a model to make sure that they're checking in at least once or 2 lifts a week. We have our strength day, then our like sub-max day. And as long as they're getting those 2 days in, we can monitor if they're, getting stronger or if something's happening. And we got jump mats. So we introduced like a readiness jump that we do once a week. And we just take, obviously, all the sports people know, you take the 3-week average and then get the Z-score and figure out like that. So I've been able to like check on kids. And I was able to like impact test it with football. High school boys, you got to try and keep them consistent the whole time. Like they'll find a way to float off wherever, but they did a good job making sure they get the readiness or getting their jumps in. And we were able to watch when that was a hard game, make this a low week. That was easy, high week. And we just obviously predicting based on the previous record of the team, we can know which ones are actually like higher or lower, which ones they could come out of. But I think we had all our starters, we lost one, but that football means physical, but like most of our starters were able to play at a high level at the end of the season. And we're back-to-back state tournament appearance, which is pretty good for being at Seattle Prep. And I think we're at the process now where kids believe in themselves and like we're like a expect to win mentality.
It's awesome.
So some teams we have it like train to win, expect to win. I think most of our programs are close to expect to win.
A couple of things you said in there that I want to highlight, I think are super important is, like, especially when you go to a college or a high school setting or wherever that you have maybe limited resources, structure becomes like another coach, right? If you can really spend the time and really teach them how to put their data in, where to stand and when, how to spot properly, how to coach each other through technique, things like that, then you're multiplying yourself kind of in the room and you're allowed to kind of take that program further. That the lack of knowledge doesn't become the ceiling, right? And so I think it's important for coaches to not forget that, especially when you go to the highest level, even the NFL, like having structure, there's freedom. There's still freedom in structure and discipline. If you set it up properly and you can create some of that autonomy, but find ways to create structure in the program. The second thing I thought you said, I thought was really good is the positive praise, and how impactful that is, especially for athletes at that age group, because there's so much negativity. There's so much, formation of who they are at those ages that if you can teach them how to break through barriers with a little bit of hard work, with some strain, and especially the female athletes and some of the maybe some of the Olympic sport athletes that aren't as, kind of are caught up in the macho side of things. That becomes so powerful for their life, not just for, their sport. And I think it's one of the hidden really positive qualities about being at that level that I think you go in there every day, you feel rewarded as a coach because you did make that kind of impact. Yeah. You mentioned, I know this is a touchy subject for, right now with high school sports in general, but the club sports scene has kind of run rampant, right? And, you've got a lot of different voices and a lot of different sports and a lot of different coaches and people paying money for certain things and all that. How have you been able to, I think it's easy to point out all the problems, from a club sport to a high school coach to a club sport coach, those types of things. What's the solution? What's the solution for parents and athletes to be able to do both, but still continue to have to not be overtrained or not be able to have some things that are detrimental to themselves?
So this winter block, we were hoping, or we were able to get at least majority of cases like an extensive block, like being able to do volume and tendon stuff and isos, like try to get them healthy for what's coming. So I know soccer starts spring and volleyball is happening at the same time. And then basketball, there's another club circuit summer. So our big thing is we have for spring or winter leading into spring, using the concepts so they can learn the terms for spring. So we have 3 or 4 different calendars on Team Builder, and it's a girls in season, which is beginner level, boys in season beginner, intermediate, and then advanced concepts. So we're just asking our club kids to get 2 training sessions a week. And then we're using the readiness to monitor how much club they're doing. So like if their readiness we call it the readiness battery. If their battery's thrown off, I'm like bringing them in. I'm like, hey, your club's beating you up. Like you need what's going on? How many games you run on the weekend? Are you getting your food in? Hey, you missed the past 2 weeks. Like these are models we're using to get you through club healthy. We don't have to worry about club for football. Like, they're here. That's not a club culture thing. It's more in the volleyball, soccer, basketball, but that's how we're trying to use the in-season or the like a in-season model. And it's crazy because you got to keep almost an in-season model till you find their off-season to load them because you can't volume them here and then they volume out there. You only can strength them and tendon them here and then get them to go play their sport without getting hurt. So that's how we've been using it.
Yeah, I think that's such a good strategy. I think, where people I think make the mistake is, hey, look, I'm your strength coach. You do what I do say, and you shouldn't do any of that. Well, then you got some parent or, that they're spending a lot of money for some of this training or some coach that's, that has some sort of relationship or something like, and yeah, because they're paying for it, they find value in it. Right. And all of a sudden it becomes this kind of antithesis, or adversarial type of relationship when I know for me and when I'm in the NFL, like that was always the thing, right? Guys would train in season and then they'd go home and that's their strength coach. They wouldn't even look at us really as their coach, and they would. There's proper respect there, but there's certain guys that are like, hey, look, I want to get my program for my guy or whatever. And you had to deal with that because they're multi-million-dollar athletes.
Yeah.
The solution to me was going and training with those guys, going out and meeting those coaches, developing relationships with those club coaches and those personal trainers and whatnot in the area, and finding the common ground and going through the program and being like, hey, look, what do you got them doing? Okay, I agree with this. Have you thought about this? And then you kind of create this relationship where you're working together, and then I think structurally, like what you're doing, where it's like, okay, I'm going to account for, I want you to get 3 days a week. I know you're probably getting one at least with this person. We're going to get 2 here that I know that you get the fundamentals and then find times to pour, gas on the fire. I think that's super smart. Creativity. This is something that, as people that know me know, I talk about like the different personalities of the coaches that I hire. AJ is one of the guys where I look to for like creativity. Like he's always, you've heard him say different hashtags. He's talking about music. He's a guy, a song for this and whatever. I mean, he was always a DJ for us. But creativity in the weight room, kind of where does that come from for you? And like, how do you make sure that you're, and I know a lot of it's natural, but some of it has to be like intentional about, hey, look, like I'm going to make sure that there's a hashtag for all the girls and we're going to,
yeah.
I mean, it just kind of, it comes out of you, I know, but you're also intentional about it. So for the coach that maybe doesn't have that coming out of them, oozing out of them like you do, like what's your advice for people to kind of make sure they're infusing their program with creativity?
So on the creativity side, first thing I did, kids like tech. So I fought to get every piece of tech, and I'm talking like TVs, computers, because I had to you have to make sure the kid can put their numbers in. But if you don't offer something, then now they have an excuse. Took all the excuses away. We got 10 surfaces in the weight room. Shout out to Prep. 10 surfaces, shout out to Rick, got us his computers. 10 computers in the weight room, big screen TVs. I learned to use Google Sheets. So I make these PowerPoints with Team Builder, the distance. So when we get ready to go our postseason run, like you said, we don't care what anybody else is doing. It's hashtag swim with the shark. So I put this picture of a shark, and I put like the SP at the very bottom because we're hashtag to the deep end. So deep end is what we use to train. Then once we get to the postseason, hashtag with the sharks. Like we don't care what anybody else is doing. We're down deep. Like if you're gonna come down here, you're probably gonna get 8. So do what you want, but we're down here. So then I just stay colorful with the PowerPoints. So football, I'm a big Avenger guys. Who isn't? What meathead isn't? So I made this PowerPoint and I had like the Avengers Assemble video looping in the weight room with their lift on the cars. So just find out what the kids like or what juices them up and then form it off of that. So like I found out, which is unfortunate, we had too many kids on Spotify, which is an issue. I'm an Apple Music guy. So I had to figure out who had Apple Music. I made every sport their own playlist, and they got their own picture. So then when it's like that teams live, they get their own playlist like that. And then we also, and this is from when I was at UW, we had theme lifts on Saturday, which I took pictures of them. We had like after Rainier Beach, we had Hit the Beach, we had the military theme. Might run red, white, boom this year. I have it in the calendar. We'll see what happens if I get all the kids out. But just you keep it colorful. You get them gifts when they do stuff. We started for our competitions, or we had the whole school comp. So the top grilling guy, based on when they came, they got these Panther Play certificates. So they got to go to the Panther store and buy whatever they wanted. So I just try to shout the kids out as much as I can. And they take notice when another kid hears some other kid get shouted out. They either, oh, I'm going to do this, or they drop like that. There's no other way it can go. And then the other big thing, if you're at every high school, like learn the kid's name. Cause I said a kid's name and like, they were like, we didn't know you knew our name. And I'm like, well, that's bad on me and I'm sorry. So like just being honest with them too. Like you said, they got so much going on, especially at these schools. Like, I mean, they need an environment where they can just be a kid safely.
Yeah, well, if you run red, white, and boom, you better make sure somebody hits you with a joust like you did.
I know that. I've been trying, and the other thing, yeah, football kid, like be creative with the games. Like they feed off that. I brought the tag from UW. We had tag one time, late push relay, this zigzag thing, and then this what do we do? We had like this Swiss ball fight. Like kids love to fight. Like you game mode it, they're gonna fight. Like you'll get more out of them letting them fight. And I say that obviously safely, but I don't think the kids get to fight. Like I think let them fight.
Well,
So
they got to deal with adversity for sure. But I think you said a lot of good things in there. I think looking to what I always try to do is I always try to look to the area. So like when we're at UW, we go to Space Needle, or when we're at Fresno, we go to a farm, or at Tennessee, we went to the mountains. Found different ways to use like the environment around, but then also like pop culture. I think anytime you throw culture in and you try to find ways to incorporate that in, and it just keeps you young, it keeps the kids engaged, and it's something there. But you have that in spades, and it comes, like I said, it comes oozing out of you. It's fun. Well, I want to end here just with, where people can stay up with you, but then also just talk about like how I know you have a passion for the PNW and growing strength and conditioning in that area, but talk a little bit about how people can stay up with you, what you have going on, and then some of the goals you have for the PNW.
Hoping to get more involved in the high school strength serving or federation. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I want to be more involved with the area strength wise. I feel like there's a lot of people that want to learn the safe way to coach. It's I don't think people know that there is an easier. It's not that hard. It's hard, but there's a process to it. If you can get a coach to develop a safe system, you'll start to see the kids' success faster because now they understand it. Like if a kid doesn't understand it, they're gonna just come in, mosey around the weight room because they have to be there. But if you get athletes that understand, it doesn't even have to be the kid who's going D1, D3. The kid doesn't even have to be playing in college. But like you said, like you give a kid confidence, that's all it's gonna take. So that's where I feel like my role comes in a little more now. Like I get it. The college kid has to do this, and this. But if you could be an advocate for positivity and getting the kids to feel like they got skin in the game and they know how to fight, I think it's a big thing. So we're trying to be more involved in the system, or be more watch the strength and conditioning, and then looking to post a little more to show like our system here at Prep, how we do it. I think it's simple. Someone outside looking in might think it's not, which, I mean, that's credit to, past experiences, be able to see things fast. And I think that's a trait in itself. But, yeah, I'm at man, I don't even know my gram tag. We'll put it at the bottom of the thing. But I'm trying to be more involved social media wise. I know it's a tough concept. Use more podcasts. If you hit me up and email me, I'll come to the school, show you how to use your environment a little more efficiently. I think that's you got to use your space. Just like Coach said, like here, for Prep, we got Mount Lake, we got a bunch of hills. So our big thing is like, hey, and it's turn it on Graham. Like we got this big thing called Jesuit Hill, and it's a steep. So we know we're running. We train to get to the Jesuit Hill to be able to sprint. But I just use the hill. I'm on Capitol Hill. There's a bunch of stuff everywhere. Teaching the kids how to use the tram. Like, don't depend on your parents. It's free to get over here. Like, I can get you. I've rolled the tram for 3 years. I can get you over here. Like, let's you ownership of your process is a big thing. So,
well, yeah, Instagram is coach @AJ Middleton. Yeah, AJ's one of the good ones. Tons to take away. Obviously, you can hear from just the passion he has in his voice for what he's doing now and how the impact that he's making in the area. But I appreciate you, man. Appreciate the friendship and excited.
Oh, for sure. Yes. No, thanks. Yeah. No, it's fun. Like all the pack experience. I feel like definitely UW was like, cause we got to do fun stuff and you like let us go. It's been fun to use that stuff here.
Good stuff, man.